So I received a message from someone asking me if I knew about a 12-inch clearance beside a water closet that might have been in place in the National Plumbing Code. So I'm going to give that answer from what I have found, at least, to everybody. I went to my oldest National Plumbing Code, and this is the first National Plumbing Code developed back in 1955. And this is an American standard, and it was developed by a number of organizations that got together, but led by the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. So if I go to this page, or this code, and I look through about water closets and clearances, I really don't find anything on a distance to adjacent plumbing fixtures. I just get a statement here about location of fixtures, and basically just that it has to have good ventilation. And then there's another section in the plumbing fixture chapter that just talks about being set level and true and whatnot. But I could not find anything about any clearances in this first edition. Now, the next National Plumbing Code I have is the National Standard Plumbing Code here. This is the 1980 edition. Now, this is a kind of a takeoff from the one we just saw, but this one was published by the National Association of Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Contractors. And in 1980, in this standard, you can see here the graphic. It's kind of familiar to many of us today in the I codes. And in this graphic, we do see, look at this, a 12-inch clearance to a water closet, but only when you're adjacent a tub. Here you can see the typical 15-inch clearance to a wall and to adjacent fixtures that we're used to. This kind of makes a little sense. Since our bodies are wider at the shoulder level, perhaps we could have our shoulders extending over the tub a little bit as opposed to being pushed into a sidewall. Theoretically, we'd probably assume that it's pretty probable that nobody would be using the tub at the same time that someone's using the water closet. So that perhaps was their logic. But here we do see a 12-inch in other buildings and dwellings for adjacent to the tub. That was held throughout the next version of the National Plumbing Standard Plumbing Code by the PHCC. This is the next edition that I have. These are the only versions I have of this code in 1987. And you can see here they've retained it. In 1987, we still get our 12 inches adjacent to tub. But like any fun code research, I like looking through all my collection and through all the different legacy codes. So I searched through my uniform plumbing codes and found the first one when this was included to have the clearances. They don't give us a nice picture in here, and now I've lost my place. I got to find where we are here. There we go, setting. Right here. And here we get the statement of 15 inches center to center or from any sidewall or partition. There's no other details in this code about whether the tub would be a partition or making the tub special. So no 12-inch allowance in the Uniform Plumbing Code. And I followed through. I have every plumbing code edition forward from this date. This is the 1958. That's when that clearance first came in. It is not in the 1955 edition. And this is unchanged. No 12-inch clearance in the Uniform Plumbing Code at any time in the more recent future since 1958. So then I also went to my oldest Boca Plumbing Code. My oldest is 1978. Unfortunately, Bocas are very tough to find, at least for me, so I don't have anything older than 78. But if we go in here and we look into the plumbing clearances, we get a nice picture again, which is always helpful. And here we have our picture of the tub and the water closet, and we still get the 15-inch dimension. So no 12-inch clearance in the Boca codes. I have every Boca plumbing code forward from 1978, and there's no addition from what I saw to include a 12-inch clearance. So then, oops, I got these out of order. We can fast forward to the International Plumbing Code. And many people think this started in 2000, but actually there was a 1995 and a 1997 edition of the International Plumbing Code. This was right as ICC was being formed from all those legacy codes. And here, if I open this part up, I get, again, a nice figure with nice pictures, a little bit smaller. And if we zoom in here, nope, still 15-inch between a water closet and a tub. So no clearance there. And then this does not appear to ever have a 12-inch clearance moving forward from 1995 until you get to the latest 2018 IPC. This is the latest published version of the IPC. The 2021 will be coming out soon. And if I go here and look into installation of fixtures, we get a 15-inch, the same 15 inches that we're used to. But there's a brand new exception that came into the 2018 that does pull out a 12-inch side clearance. However, it has nothing to do with the bathtub. It has everything to do with a children's water closet. Those are typical in your nurseries or your daycare facilities or schools where they have the tiny little water closets for kids. And so clearly their bodies aren't as big and they can go with the 12-inch clearance. So that is all I was able to find as far as the answer of, was there ever a 12-inch side clearance for water closets? And from what I can see, that was only provided in the National Standard Plumbing Code that was published by the Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Contractors Association. Hope you enjoyed the video. I always welcome good, fun projects to research, so send me your historical code questions, and I'll be happy to go through my library and see what information I find. Have a great day.